Hello, Bio 10 students. My name is Robert Payne, and I will be answering the question of how did this class expand or change your understanding of diversity and global interdependence. So first I'll start off by defining diversity, which is the variety, range, or difference of unique things, such as different ecosystems or species. So some examples of diversity that we learned about in this class. So for example, cells. There's different types of cells. So there's prokaryotic and eukaryotic, and then multicellular, unicellular, and then a list of cells alone in the human body, such as muscle, nerve, tissue, blood, skin, hair, and there's many other different types of cells within the human body. Another example of something diverse that we learned about is metabolism. So there's catabolism, which is large molecules broken down into small molecules. And there's also anabolism, which is small molecules built up into larger molecules. Then we also learned about reproduction and the two different types of reproduction. Those are only two. It's still a diversity, in my opinion, and it's something we learned about. So there's sexual reproduction, which is the genetic recombination of cells that produces unique offspring, and then there's asexual, which is by mitosis, that produces identical offspring, genetically identical. And then we learned about different types of bonds, such as covalent bonds, which within covalent bonds there's diversity between polar covalent bonds, which are atoms are shared equally, and nonpolar, which atoms are not shared equally. Then we learned about ionic bonds, which is the attraction between oppositely charged ions, such as positive and negative ions. And then there's hydrogen bonds, which are the attraction between molecules that are polar and only polar. That does not include nonpolar. And then next is global interdependence, and how this class helped expand my understanding of global interdependence. So the definition of global interdependence is the reliance on one another on a worldwide scale, such as the food chain habitats or the domino effect. So, for example of global interdependence is the 7 vital molecules of life, because you get those from different resources, and they're vital molecules for life. So those include water, carbon dioxide, ATP, carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acids, and lipids. So just to go into detail on one, I'll choose water. So water aids in hydrolysis, which is through one single water molecule. Catabolism, which, remember, catabolism is small molecules, or catabolism is large molecules broken down into smaller molecules. And dehydration, and also aids in dehydration synthesis, which is anabolism, which is small built up into larger molecules through one single water molecule. It's also a biological solvent, and it also aids in thermoregulation. And then a second example for a global interdependence would be humans and plants, because how they rely on each other and they're essential to one another for survival. So humans produce carbon dioxide and water and ATP through cellular respiration, and cellular respiration is allowed to happen because of photosynthesis. So basically what I'm saying is plants produce plants produce glucose and oxygen through photosynthesis using 6 carbon dioxide and glucose, or 6 carbon dioxide and 6 water molecules. I apologize for that. And then animals produce the 6 water molecules and 6 carbon dioxide and about 30 ATP, which ATP holds essential jobs basically within the human body as well, through the glucose and the 6 oxygen that photosynthesis creates. So basically there's a dependence between one another, between plants and animals around the globe.